He says that grief is a powerful drug. Grief is a special combination of fear and sadness. It's a really potent cocktail when you take expectation that you didn't know you had and add it with the unknown. He says it leads to an addiction of self-doubt. It's interesting how he's wording this, an addiction of self-doubt. It is just as easy to become addicted to the sadness, to the fear, to the grief, as it is any drug. And it is just as dangerous. Because it doesn't allow you to be who you are. It doesn't allow you to live your life for your purpose. He says grief stops you from living. And the whole purpose of dying is so that those who remain are reminded that life is precious and that we need to live it fully every day. So this is a Freeman maple. And when I walked up and said hello, he said, "Don't let my name fool you. I do not own myself. I am not like the one tree in Athens. But I am as free as a tree can be on someone else's property." He says he sees a lot of people come here and grieve and mourn. A lot of people come here in sadness. A lot of people come here with doubts about their own life and purpose for living. And he says that it's very hard to watch. We've heard this before from other trees, but he says death is not about the dying. Death is about the living. Death is to remind us that life is important, that life is precious. And if you understood what you call death as trees do, you would understand that it really doesn't exist. You just simply transform from one understanding to another. I'm not going to sing for her, but I'll tell you what she's singing. She says she's a happy tree and she loves her life. She spreads her limbs and her leaves grow, and she is loved and she is safe. And she watches over all that happens here. She says so many people are worried about the beings they put in the ground. And she says, so she takes it upon herself to make sure that they all know that she is watching over them, that they are safe and that they are protected. She says even though this is not necessary, they would be safe and protected without her. But she is happy to help. And this is her song that she sings. She is happy and she is healthy and she is here to help. She spreads her branches and her leaves grow. And she soaks in the sun and she inhales the water from the earth. And she is happy and she is healthy and she is whole. He says I have my own special kind of portals. I let the wee ones through. I'm not exactly sure who the wee ones are. But he says, you know, the wee ones. The ones who manipulate the energy of the earth for what humans decide. The ones that support evolution and growth through what we would consider magic. You would think of them, and he's talking to the viewers, not to me, you would think of them as fairies. But he says, but we both know that's only part of the story. He says the wee ones are the ones who do the bidding. Fairies are the weavers. The wee ones are the ones who carry out the weave. We have a friend here who wants to tell us a story about an owl. And we haven't heard a story about an owl in a very long time, and I'm so very excited to share a story about an owl. She says that she has this friend who's an owl. She's a female owl. She's very fierce. She comes and she sits in her branches and they talk for hours and hours. And the owl likes the bats. The owl understands the purpose of the bats, but she says that this tree is not for the bats. So the owl will sit and wait until a bat comes and go out and smack it upside the head to keep it away from her friend, the willow oak that's here. This owl comes many, many times a year and has been coming for a good long while now. She misses her friend when she's gone. She loves her friend when she comes back. Her owl friend has had 3 sets of babies in this very tree because her owl friend is so very loyal and loves her so very much. She wants to share her family. And sometimes the babies come back and visit, and sometimes they don't. But her friend the owl always comes by when she's near. So this is an American holly tree. And some holly trees grow like this, where the leaves literally start from the ground. And some start further up in their branches. The reason this is, she says, is she does not like being touched. She very much wants to have a conversation. She doesn't actually have any particular wisdom for us today, except to understand that trees are like people in a lot of ways. Some don't want to talk. Some don't like touch. So she grows her leaves all around her, which are very prickly. So you know not to get close. The trees are always talking to us, even when we're not paying attention, even when we're not listening. And this is one way. This particular tree lets you know that she is available for conversation. You can still get close, but she is not available for hugs. She's not available for touch. And she just wanted me to share that with you. Joy comes when you least expect it. And that is the point. The expectation is what keeps it from happening. If you are expecting to find joy, you will find melancholy, you will find lack, you will find longing, and you will miss what is really there. Joy comes when you least expect it. So stop looking for joy and instead be open to when it chooses to find you. She says to those of you who are searching, it does not matter what you're searching for. If you are searching, this message is for you. Everything you need is inside of you. There is nothing outside of you that will fulfill you, that will make you happy, that will allow you to finally feel whole. It is all within you. Much like when you cut down a tree and you see the rings of the stump. You see the rings that you believe delineate years, and they do, but they also delineate how complete we are. Because we understand this, everything you need is inside of you. There are outside reflections that can help guide you. There are people who can show you the path to your own truth. But there is nothing you need that is outside of you. And there is nothing outside of you that will bring you what you're looking for. So please continue your search. But move it to the inside, where you will finally find what you're looking for.